20 minutes before 7 here on this Thursday morning. Thanks so much for being with us. Well, we really are looking forward to a conversation with a man who doesn't necessarily talk too much to the media, and it certainly is my first time having a conversation with him. Treasury's Chief Procurement Officer, Kenneth Brown, will leave office at the end of December after 34 years of service in the public sector. This comes at a time when allegations of corruption have been levelled against him. This morning, he is here on Morning Live to chat to us about some of these developments and some of the work that has been done by the office. And this is where we welcome you, Kenneth Brown. It's good to be having breakfast with you.
No, thanks. Morning, Leanne. And morning to all SABC viewers, Morning Live viewers.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so very, very much. So you officially ending, you were telling me, next Friday?
Next Friday. Actually, it should be end of the month.
Yeah.
But in lieu of the leave that I at least have, I'm fortunate to leave next week Friday.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in this position. You were appointed by the Pravin Gordhan, Finance Minister, in 2013 into this particular role of the Chief Procurement Officer. So that's a long time for you to be there.
Yes. I've been there now for at least 3.5 or so years, yeah.
Yeah. But tell me, I mean, you've been there for longer than that. I mean, you've been 34 years in working in government in different departments.
Yeah, I mean, I've been 15 years in teaching, of which 5 of those years I was a school headmaster. And then I joined the Treasury in 1998. I've been now exactly 19 years, basically, with the Treasury.
Yeah.
Very exciting department, actually, an environment to work in. I started there as a deputy director and quickly rose through the ranks. That's the nature of the Treasury, where they reward actually excellence and provide quite a bit of opportunity for many of its staff members. It is actually an employer of choice in government. Yeah.
I mean, you know, we all see the Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan. We speak to him, and he has a wonderful reputation. For you, as somebody who works with him, under him, what is it like?
No, it's actually very interesting, very dynamic, different actually from previous finance ministers. Provides an opportunity for engagement, robust engagements at some points. But it is exciting actually working for him. Very dedicated minister. A minister actually who really take to heart the plight of the poor and making sure that service delivery actually must be accelerated there.
Yeah.
That's the kind of man that he is. Yeah.
Now, your department, I mean, you've been tasked with perhaps one of the most stressful jobs, and that is bringing down that bill of what government spends. And I mean, I was just having a look at some of the numbers of how much money government spends on different things. I mean, you know, we can just take one example of travel. Let's just look at travel, the bill of travel in government. 10 billion rand is spent on travel a year within government. Now, your job is to take, and that's nothing. I mean, that's minus everything else that's on top of all of that. Your job is to bring that bill down substantially. How are you doing so far?
No, we're doing great. Government spends about 600 billion annually on average on a number of things, from bottled water like this to a big power station at the end. And part of what we do in government as a collective is now to say, how do we reduce red tape? How do we make it easier for business to transact with the state? And how do we actually renegotiate many of our contracts? I mean, you mentioned the travel one. We have, for example, signed deals with hotel groups, and it has reduced actually our hotel stays quite significantly in terms of cost. We have signed deals with South African Airways and British Airways, for example, the 2 airlines, and we have actually slashed our air travel costs by 20 to 30% there. So yeah, if you take that 10 billion, and we're also changing the travel habits of people at the end of the day, so that people don't travel unnecessarily, etc. So that we will eventually see the 10 billion bill going down substantially over the years.
Yeah. Do you feel, I don't know, what made you want to leave? Because, I mean, there's still so much to do, and you've got different goals, and the first goal, I think, is to save 25 billion by 2019, and next year is only 2017. I mean, do you feel that the job is not necessarily done? Why are you leaving before?
No. The job is an exciting job, and whoever will replace me will actually find the job very exciting, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah.
But I'm a person who, you know, after 3-4 years in a role, I tend to change. I want change. And that has been the pattern actually in the Treasury for me. I haven't been in a role more than 2-3 years, and I've evolved actually like that. So I'm a person who comes in, puts systems in place, and from there, when the systems are up and running and maturing, it's time for me actually to go. So it's more that than any other thing.
Yeah, so you feel that you've put the adequate systems in place, but it's time for somebody else to oversee them and you must move on to something else. That, in a nutshell, is why you're leaving.
Yes, in a nutshell is that.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a very quick break, and then I want to talk about a lot of other things, and one thing is, I suppose, this Hawks investigation hanging over your head. It will be impossible not to touch on that.
Yeah, no, you're right, yeah.
All right, so let's take a break and stay with us as we continue this conversation with Kenneth Brown right after this.